hopefully after 4 we'll release the dates for everyone. Yeah. Fixer, next time you should write down your questions before you come here. Yes, hello everyone. Today will be a easy breezy session because I really don't have anything prepared. So I'm just here to answer any questions or listen to anybody's problems that they face or anything. And hopefully I give the correct advice.
How is everyone doing?
I guess it's fine. You release a showbiz novel. Can you participate in Spirity? Yeah, you can. Yo, hey Crunchy Monster.
I think everybody is just shy.
More like there's no topic to talk about.
Yeah, today is really a slow day. So if there is really no other issue, we'll probably end this by 1:15 today. Hey, you already published it in Spirity. Then I guess it's fine. Just leave it in Spirity then. Yeah. So today we'll just twiddle our thumbs and wait for questions then.
I guess I can ask how's life.
Yeah. Well, I guess life is okay. It's a bit slow. Not life is slow, but work is hectic. A lot of things to do.
Notice that there's quite a lot of events going on. So I think the editors are quite busy, are they?
Yeah. So there's quite a lot of events going on now, as y'all can already tell. So it keeps us kind of on our toes. Hey Nano. Yeah, so today we don't really have a topic, so we are just going to speak about it. It's just a status. What do you mean by is there a reason behind him getting the first place? Well, it's not in our capacity to question how they get there. I mean, it's not under my purview. I think Killer B, for your case, I think you need to be consistent with your writing. You tend to write a bit, you get tired, then you sort of stop writing, and then you change to another novel. So you really just have to be consistent with your writing and follow through, I guess. IP Oscars will usually be in January, not November, but I'm hoping that there is, but we can't really tell as well. It depends on whether whether enough places are COVID free for to allow air travel also. So in case y'all are unsure of what this IP Oscar thing is, let me just see whether I can get any footage or not. Usually the management will decide on whether who gets invited. So obviously your novel has to be performing well. For already contracted authors to get contract for another book, it's not exactly very hard. As long as you write the things that are, as long as there's no controversial content, usually if you ask, we will always take a look at it. Since we already know your writing style and your writing levels. Yeah. And I believe that most of the authors here are already on talking terms with some of the most of the content editors are, so it's fine. I mean, if you have to ask us, then we will have to take a look. You have to ask him yourself, since he's on the chat anyway.
Yeah, I'm one of those writers who got invited from Wattpad by Roy. My gosh. Like, does like content editor not keep track of the authors already contracted? I'm not the only one who got approved.
So this is not by us. We don't launch the emails out. If that makes sense.
No, it was in the inbox of my Wattpad account.
Yeah, correct. We don't launch the things out.
But somebody else does it for you.
Like
You go by reads or by followers or something, right? And then you'll just have a whole list and then mass spam it.
we're not the ones doing the spamming.
I know, because that is definitely not Roy's account. They just put Roy's name and Roy's email in there, and I'm just like, wait a second, this looks very familiar. When I got scouted by Dreamy, it's the same thing. And then the account gets banned like 3 days later.
Well,
Roy's male.
yes, Roy is male.
Have you seen a female Roy?
Roy is gender neutral. Roy is Roy.
He's a Charmander.
I also have my favorite emojis.
When can we host the gaming session with editors? I'm looking forward to it.
What gaming session?
I don't know. It's like you keep posting the download games for free
Oh
stuff,
yeah. I
and then
mean, now there's a lot of free games, so just download.
yeah, and then after that,
Uh,
no gaming sessions. I was like, looking forward, still waiting for it.
Healing Floor 2 is free also, by the way. So
I'll
yeah,
pass. I'm
so
not
y'all
good
can
with it.
download Healing Floor 2. No, just go and collect the games.
Collect.
Yeah, so because it's free, so you just go and click and collect it under this what's it called?
Yeah,
Epic Games.
is it on
Epic Games, yeah.
announcements?
I didn't put this time round. Yeah,
Oh, I'm not very good with FPS, huh?
yeah. We just come once a week to take free games. I mean, this time round is Torchlight 2. I think today's one is Torchlight 2. So it's like a Diablo 3 esque game.
No, not my kind.
It's a pretty old game lah, but it's like Diablo 3. Yeah. It's a what's the name of it called? Dungeon crawler action RPG. I have no idea, man.
I don't think so. If they decrease fast pass to 1, then all the readers are gonna leave. Up in Who said that? Where do you hear it from?
I mean, it's not the it's not the first time. Usually there are a lot of weird misinformation that spreads a lot.
Speaking of misinformation, like after the update of Inkstone and web novel, the app and stuff like that, there's a
Yeah.
lot of new functions. I have no idea what these new functions are. Can the IT team like kind of do release notes of what they added or stuff? Because every time this happens, I just go like, huh? There's this function. When did it happen?
Yeah, we sort of asked them to do it also. So they said they need some time, I guess.
Then I see things like inbox, and I was just wondering, what's this inbox function in my notifications? Like, isn't that enough already?
Isn't there already an inbox function all the while?
No, inbox, then what events, and like they have one additional tab now on app.
Oh,
Then I was wondering, is that inbox like for friends, friend messages and stuff like that? I was like, oh, they're finally adding this thing in, and then I checked. I was like, no, it's
yeah.
just that your author has gone premium. What?
Yeah, so for all this, right, we are really trying to push for it, like the friends and notifications and all that. Yeah, so we try to get like followers and all that.
And did you guys know that you can now delete not just reviews but comments as well?
Yeah, that one we heard, but we're not informed. So as for will web novel adapt originals into manhwa, it really depends because we I think it takes some time for them to to find the right balance because we're now actually the content team is actually fighting for a better budget for everyone so that we can have more marketing and social media marketing out for more authors.
You have to pay for webtoon, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah. For JKS he can draw himself, so it is not really an issue, right? I think so. How is the action against David? Yeah, so we are having an investigation now. The thing is we need to get him to talk. And when we sent him the evidence, his reply was, "What? I am not a plagiarist or something." So we are still waiting for further answers and all that.
Who is David?
One of the authors that ripped off another novel.
Is this like from forum drama or something? Because I don't know who David is.
Oh, is it the King of
Yeah,
Sports
yeah,
one?
King of Sports, David Yaku.
Ah, another
So
case.
Yeah, so apparently that time when Nano told him about some other guy ripping off another MTL thing, he said, "Oh, how can someone do this?" And he did the same thing. Apparently,
MTL?
machine translated. Yeah, but you see, because he is contracted, we need to give him the benefit of the doubt and ask him for his side of the story first. So it's taking a while. But other than that, after that we'll just hand it over to the legal team to process.
Like he rephrased it, but that's just about it. The content was still. Is it like a
Yeah, so
coincidence or did he deliberately do it?
yeah, so when I have no idea, but the story matches lah.
The
Yeah,
entire story, what?
yeah, correct. So we understand that you need to kill the chicken to warn the monkeys, but at the same time, you need to give us some time to do it as well. Because we are running on a lot of different parts here. Yeah,
You
so
sharpen the blade.
so for the one above, right? When he wrote in on the grasslands in South Africa, a dark-skinned African man stared off to the distance. The it was literally translated by Chinese. Yeah, it's like the Chinese version was 一个皮肤黑的黑人。Yeah,
Something like the Chinese pun thing.
yeah. So Crunchy Monster. That's something that we are talking about now. We are actually investigating this because of the plagiarism thing. Yeah. Yeah, so because his previous novel was already up on Amazon, it's the free chapters that are out on Amazon. So at the end of the book, he will ask readers to come over. So that's okay because it's the same as other things here.
Free chapters on Amazon, but isn't Amazon like even if you do Kindle, it has to be paid?
Yeah, so there are free chapters. As in, if your novels are already up on Wattpad, right? We also won't ask you to take down the free chapters that are not premium one, so that you
Okay.
can divert readers into web novel, right?
So he's basically selling an incomplete book on Amazon.
Yeah,
What? That's possible?
it's not exactly possible, but his was already up to begin with.
Oh my god, okay.
Who was the first guy? What did he copy though? Oh, he copied through Marshall. But isn't True Marshall World already on the site? Honestly, there are a lot of translated, like they try to pass translated works off of their own as their own, but we tend to clear them off as soon as we spot them. It's just that for this King of Sports, right, it's really because you cannot find any English version of it. So no matter how you search, you also won't search for it unless someone read it in Chinese before. Yeah, so it's a bit difficult.
Can I just ask, what do I do if I find my book translated in Russian on a Russian site?
Then you need to send a DMCA over.
Like I couldn't I couldn't find it first. Yeah, it's fan translation in Russian. So
Yeah, correct. We did heard it before, so we try to like DMCA them.
don't think it's working. Like there are Russian people literally reading it and say updates please, and I just they only
Yeah,
probably did like 40 chapters or something.
yeah, but because you see Russia like China, it's very hard to catch them on copyright infringement.
Like first and foremost, all the texts are not in English, so it was quite hard to find this. I was only finding it because last night, someone sent me something, the e-novel thing. They opened this Patreon for the pirate website of free downloads for everyone's novels on web novel itself.
Yeah.
So
So for this right, we've already sent the DMCA to them for the Patreon to be shut down. We are trying to do what we can for the site itself.
because like if it's not,
Patreon should be fairly simple because they are profiting from things that they shouldn't be profiting from. But for the site itself, unless the web host, we can find the web host and everything, is very hard to do so. Like we are chasing a ghost. No matter how much legal action we threaten, is a ghost. We're still chasing a ghost.
because this one is new. I even saw their bug trackers on GitHub. It's like what, 1 or 2 weeks old only.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with pirates because I know you can't take them all down, but pirates and then they still open Patreon. That's like the shamelessness on a whole new level.
Yeah. That's kind of shit. So we are trying to do something about it, but legal actions against these people is a bit hard because they are already well protected. So they kind of like they they will hide behind a VPN. On top of that, they will hide behind uh another service that allows you to hide your IP and stuff. Yeah. So even if you're a hacker, it's also very hard to find who they are. And it's even worse if they are hiding in China. Then that's it. Yes.
I think
What?
it's Tencent.
Yeah. I think Shanta is a rival company. Wait, let me check.
Tencent bought web novel in last year or something. I can't remember now.
Yeah, we are in Tencent.
But it was a change of management or something.
Shanta is wait, let me check. I think Shanta is totally different. Eh, we are under Yuewen Group, which is under Tencent Group. Qidian is also part of Yuewen Group.
I remember.
Yeah. So Tencent owns quite a few things, including League of Legends because they own Riot Games. They own QQ. They own quite a few things.
Tencent is
They own
like,
part of Blizzard also. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's all good. So Valorant, you know the game Valorant? Yeah, it's also part of Tencent.
But if from Tencent's point of view, right, I think books don't earn as much as games. That's why they would not invest so much. I think.
Not necessarily. It's because we are in a global context, we are not matching up to their expectations now.
Seriously, even though web novel is like dominating, like with so many readers and downloads.
Yeah, we are dominating on the front of downloads and all that, but we are not dominating in terms of revenue, if that makes sense.
Like who is the leading revenue now in this kind of thing? Cause like if you compare web novel, you compare Wattpad, you compare, okay, Amazon is probably leading because they have like a whole billions of books there that you cannot compare with. But for all those app reading stuff that you compare, I still think web novel is in the front. No,
Yeah, correct. So compared to app reading, we are in the front, but we are not earning enough.
so what? Tencent wants web novel to be the next Amazon Kindle.
Yeah, sort of something like that. They just want web novel to earn more. I mean, it takes time because the company has been established for only 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely there are costs, and we want to break even first before we even expand.
Okay, can I just ask then, is EMP part of web novel? Because EMP is like pushing for web novel. I don't know why.
EMP is a third party. So it's part of our contractor.
Oh, contract. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's like,
we sign a contract with them, and they sign a contract with their authors,
mm,
so that their authors can push on our site.
because it's non-exclusive, right? It's something that web
Yes.
novel itself don't have, so it's through a third party.
Yes, correct.
See, okay.
But for the third party one, you won't have chats like this on Fridays.
No lah, of course not.
Yeah. Yeah, if you sign with EMP, you won't have chats like this on Fridays because
You are
the
not
content editors won't be there. Yeah.
right. EMP is basically self-publishing, so you just self-publish and then they just release it to like multiple platforms, and then you just monitor. It's like a solo thing. Whereas web novel, if you're contracted, is like a community thing. So there's a difference. It's just that difference is that web novel don't have non-exclusive. EMP is the non-exclusive third party. So
Yeah.
that's the difference. No. I thought EMP was owned by web novel because they keep pushing for web novel. I'm just like
Yeah. So uh non-exclusive has its perks, but it also has its weaknesses.
like for
Because
mm-hmm.
it's very saturated. So if like let's say I put up my chapters for free on Wattpad, and I do a non-exclusive here where people need to pay, instead of going piracy, they can just go to Wattpad and read it. Although it might give you some income here, but at the same time you're bleeding out income from there, and you're bleeding out income from everywhere else.
Like
So it's really
if you write niche, it will not sell well here on web novel if you sign exclusive. So if you want to
correct.
bring it out, then that's a non-exclusive option.
Yep. That is correct. That is what I want to make the newbies understand. Yeah, well, the the issue is that everyone wants to copyright their work because they have the idea that I am the owner of my own things and I will keep it to myself. Right? Yeah. I mean, as authors, you also will feel the same thing. But at the same time, if I were to write a novel, if you if you think about it, right, I'm holding on to something that doesn't make me money. So isn't that a liability instead? Yes, not everyone write for money, but how many people out there are writing just for a hobby and wants to own the copyright to everything? It's a controversial topic actually.
It's like there are many kinds of writers. I will classify myself as a rebel writer, but after rebelling for so long and then you run low of resources, then you have to slightly change your perspective.
Yeah.
So I have to step two boats at once. I have to do mainstream and I have to do niche, and I cannot I cannot don't do niche because that's who I am as a writer. It's like trying to take away my identity.
Yeah.
Like I won Wingdom's competition. Do you know
You want what?
Wingdom? Told you
Or you
joined.
want the competition?
Yeah, won the subgenre of best plot, but I was doing mainstream there. I feel like so crushed because I hated mainstream.
Okay. So for the PayPal question, right?
Hmm.
They don't use PayPal is because they are doing on one hand they are already doing bank payments, and adding PayPal into the list will make everything more confusing. Although they want to try to implement it, but the finance department says that everything has to be in proper order because taxes that come from PayPal is very hard to count. Like imagine I send you money through PayPal every month, and then you're registered there. So if you're getting an income from web novel and you don't declare tax, then it will still fall under us, right?
Wait, what? So web novel declares tax for everyone who gets paid?
They do declare tax, so we declare tax as well for Hong Kong side, but only for certain countries where they have I forgot what it's called, some tax return thing. Singapore, I'm not very sure.
But Singapore doesn't this count as royalty? Because technically you sign a contract, it's called 50% royalty, correct?
Yeah,
So
correct.
this is not it's non-taxable income.
Wait, for royalties is non-taxable.
Yeah, it's tier
That's very
one.
interesting.
Tier one is non-taxable, including your dividend returns from banks and investments. Those are non-taxable unless you are registered with SGX. Because I study finance, so I know all this. It is non-taxable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unless you say you have like you earn 10,000 a month and then you transfer all 10,000 at one time and then the bank will start investigating to tax you. So that one is declarable, but others no. Even lottery is non-taxable by the way.
Nice. I just realized we don't really have we don't really have a lot of Singaporean authors. It's only the two of you here,
I
and maybe
know.
Moloxif and some other people.
Yeah, Molo is not here, right? Who is Molo under?
How I think
Oh, okay.
you have Indian authors.
No,
Killer
I do
Handboy is
not.
the biggest Indian author for the male lead side. He's also killer, but he's Handboy and your B.
There are like a ton of Indian authors. Philippine authors as well.
There are also a ton of Philippine authors as well. Yeah.
Just
For
Thai
US
author.
US authors is not a lot.
Really? Yeah, I know quite a few though.
You can feel her going to IP Oscars again. I think they will go on rotation, so they will let authors that haven't gone before to go, just to experience it.
Like, is it only top 50s will get the chance to go or top
Yeah,
10?
they most likely they will choose the top 50 authors. But I don't know whether there will be anything this year since it's here. Since everybody has since it's the Corona period, maybe they'll do a online one. Then maybe everyone can attend from their home. I don't know.
I think there are e-visas nowadays.
Yeah, well, that's one more thing that is good. And the center part who wants to see the world become a better place but are ignored. Well, web novel is technically web novel is a Singaporean company because it's registered in Singapore. It's Web Novel Private Limited. Restricts freedom of speech. Yeah, well, Singapore also, well, we don't really have freedom of speech as well. So it's nothing really that big. Just that the maybe arrest without warrant, that one is a bit difficult. Yeah, let's not talk about politics anymore. They are rotating the banners around. So
Banners are
they will let
random.
everyone, yeah, so they'll let everyone try it. Like to see who are getting. And for the older novels, no, CE cannot recommend the banners. The one that Sunny said that time, right, was for the TikTok event itself. It's not for this. It's not for on normal days. We are powerless when it comes to banners. No, not only top 50. It's spread throughout.
Really?
Yes. Older novels that are not getting featured on the site, they are getting featured on social media like Facebook and all that as Facebook ads.
I don't really know how to see or track them to verify your information though.
Yeah,
Because I think I'm a pretty old novel as well, but I have not not seeing anything anywhere anyways.
yeah, that one we have to see also lah, because certain books do better on Facebook, like Eve of Chaos. So the signed contract basically is for you to declare your tax. That's about it. And it's not actually CEO signed contract. It's more like the legal team approve everything and send it to you so that you can use it to verify your taxes and stuff like that. Yeah. So for Eve of Chaos, he got featured on Facebook, and he's in his comments you can see the activity. Like people will say, "Oh, I found this book on Facebook ads and now I'm addicted." That kind of thing. Yeah. That's why we emphasize the importance on the first three chapters, because Facebook ads will usually only show the first three chapters. So if you don't capture your audience's attention by then, right, you will tend to lose the chance. Make sure you have a very, very strong narrative on the first three chapters. Yes. That's why web novel is so gung ho about treating the first three chapters like your firstborn child. Exactly. Uh Prologue, preferably put it in the auxiliary chapters. Make the first chapter to be more direct into the action. So that when readers click in they will stay on. When they get past the third chapter, they will be at your mercy, so to speak. Yeah. Because if you look at chapter 0, right? Yeah, chapter 0 in the manga. Like if you look at the prologue, right, then nobody wants to see like things like, oh, I wake up in the morning, I talk to my mother. My mother made me breakfast. I'm eating my breakfast. I left. I did this, I did that. I got knocked down by a car. People want to see, oh, I woke up. Previously I got knocked down by a car. I'm now in an hour. Like we already usually we already strongly emphasize that traditional novels are different from web novels in a sense that web novels they give the readers the options to choose before they make a choice, like to have a sample before they make a choice. Traditional novels, you flip to the back, you look at the synopsis, you flip to the front, you look at the book, then you say, oh, I'm gonna buy it. And then no matter how bad the starting is, since you already bought the book, you're gonna read through it. For web novel, they read through the synopsis, they open the first page, they see the second page, and they say, I'm gonna drop this. I cannot take this book. So it's very, very important to make sure you feed your firstborn child with a lot of milk, so they grow up big and healthy and strong.
Video? I see the video of shooting star. Oh ho ho.
Yeah, hello. Did you just wake up or something?
Cannot hear you, you're muted.
Okay, so for the keeping the quality up until premium, right? The trick here is to put your premium chapter in the center of a climax. You don't do it at the start of the climax, you don't do it at the end of the climax. You have to do it in the middle of the climax. So the reader will have no choice but to follow through. If you do it at the start of a climax, right? They say, oh, I haven't reached the climax. And I can just don't read. If you reach the end of the climax, they'll be like, this part ended already, I can wait. If you do it directly at the climax, they'll think, oh, it's okay, I can just open the next page and see what's happening next. So let's say the start of the climax would mean I took out a gun and I pointed it at my enemy. At the end of the climax is my enemy is on the floor dying. In the middle of the climax would be I took out my gun, I pointed at the enemy, I squeezed the trigger, and then you stop there. So you don't know what happened next, whether your enemy is dead or the enemy is alive. Which makes the reader want to move on to the next page to see what actually happens. It may be a bad example, but yeah, that's the rough idea behind it. Is it? Are they releasing a lot of translated novels?
A lot.
Huh. If you don't already know it by now, your content editors are all from the original site, so we don't really have any interaction with the translated site. So we won't really know what's happening. Original site. No. As in, it's separated to original and translated. Which is why we are taking care of your novels instead of translated novels.
Who is CK?
CK Talent.
Isn't he like the IT person?
No, he's the translator.
Translator?
Yeah, he's the translator. He's the translator of True Martial World. He translated I Really Am a Superstar. He translated quite a lot of novels.
An editor, okay.
No, he's not. He's a Singaporean also, by the way.
Oh. Interesting.
Chris as in Chrissy. Yeah, we met Chrissy here in Singapore as well when he came last year.
I still don't know who is who.
Chrissy is a Filipino editor handling translations.
Oh, okay.
So another 13 minutes more. Any other questions? Can I get a feature? Didn't you just get a feature like not long ago? Me? Sort of. Well, at least my name is. Yeah, well, someone is.
Basically, pretty much the same thing what happened with Raw on Wattpad.
Yeah, it's probably some intern in China or something. No lah. I mean we do approach other authors as well. In the contract is written that novels will be sold on Amazon. No, we can help sell the novels on Amazon, but that's to be discussed because I think they are still having a discussion with Amazon. Amazon not providing fair prices and all that. We don't sell someone else's work. We put the work up on Amazon for the author itself. Yeah. But if you put the work on Amazon, then it probably will sell less than web novel.
Because the marketing and the name.
Yeah. Branding is one. And yeah, in the end, okay, so for example, you are selling a novel on Amazon. Maybe in the first month you will see like, oh, I have a lot of people buying it because it's fresh, it's new, it's out. So people will buy it. The second month it will drop. The third month it will drop. The fourth month it will drop. It's law of diminishing returns.
So unless you put a series and you then it will continue to sell because it's launch. And
Yeah.
new people will start.
So a lot of authors feel that it's better to do it on Amazon because they say, oh, I can sell my whole book. Why should I sell by per chapters?
Pros and cons. Depends
Yeah.
on how you write and who you're writing to.
It really depends. Every platform has its own perks. So we can't really say like, oh, this particular method is best for everyone because there is no one size fit all method. Like if you're J.K. Rowling, you probably won't come to web novel and write.
You go publishing traditional method.
Yeah. But in the same site, this I don't think Erkan will go for a traditional book as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the author of I Shall See the Heavens. Papa Erkan, yes. If you haven't read his works, you should. His works are always super good. Some of his novels include I Shall See the Heavens. Yeah, I can't remember the rest. He's not earning more than 3 spoons or 汤家三少. Yeah. They're actually earning on the same level. Uh, to tell you the truth, right, from what I heard, they literally go everywhere smoking a cigar. Like that's how much they earn. Like they are platinum authors, so they are god level authors. Surprisingly, I don't think lot of the mysteries did that well in China, but I think it's doing better as a translator work. I feel. Oh, the author earned 2 million. Okay, then maybe it's different from what I heard. I think it can. For right now, everyone is still struggling because web novel is not a super established company right now. Live adaptations and all that, I don't think is included. Like for the lot of the mysteries, there isn't a live adaptation yet, right? Yeah, so the difference is there are a lot of people from the states and all that uh they are very concerned about their rights, their copyrights and everything. But on the other hand, there are also people from countries like India, from a lot of other places that with maybe 1,000 USD they can already live a very good life. As in it's good monthly wage for them. You need $70 for your rent. Well, eh, I think most Singaporeans still stay with their parents. So
So basically, it's kind of like he's trying to make me quit. You tell me.
yeah, I mean Asian parents usually don't really think about dreams. Dreams is secondary. You need to survive before you can have your dreams. Right? Am I right? Am I right, guys? Which is true because dream can't fill your stomach, right?
I told him I'd rather die doing something that I like than live doing something that I hate, though.
Life is like that. But I guess the important thing is to find a balance.
The important thing is to find people who will pay to read my stuff so that I can continue doing this.
Yeah, actually I also have no idea what you mean by 10% royalty offer. Like yeah, I don't understand why you did so. Like they say like it's a generous 10% offer.
Because according to traditional publishing, you only get about 5%, so they are like, oh, 10% is higher than the market rates of blah 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 blah. And then they try and say that, oh, we'll do all your marketing for you, we'll even hire a professional book cover artist for you, stuff like that when you sign. And then they say, oh, we take care of all these expenses, that's why after everything you only get 10%.
Yeah, so professional.
And then I'm like, Web Novel does all this and Web Novel does more. Web Novel has every Friday editor meeting. Do you guys have it? Oh, we are implementing it.
If two naked cowboys photography is professional cover, sure.
I mean, by their stand of professional means that you design the image that you want and then they give it to an artist and then they give it back to you and ask if it's okay. If you accept it, that's gonna be your cover forever.
So basically you tell them the keywords, they go on Photoshop, they find the stock images, they slap it on and they say, here you go.
Yeah,
Is
have
this
you
okay?
yeah, have you not seen my Instagram? I posted the first draft that I gave them. I posted the second draft cover that I gave them. I rejected the first one because I said the font looks like Disney. I'm writing apocalypse. Give me something serious.
We are looking now.
So much for professional, right?
studying for FTT. Is school even is like driving school even still open?
Yes. Wait, who are you talking to?
You ah?
Me? Yeah, I have driving class later, like 3 p.m. That's why I was like, I can't attend Chloe's meeting today, like the full thing, because I have driving class. I'm finally,
SSDC?
yeah, no, I'm doing private, but SSDC
Oh,
is open. So I finally passed my FTT. I'm going to learn parking today. And I think by next month I should be getting my license if everything goes well. If I pass like the first round, if I fail then maybe 10 more lessons.
yeah, it's quite simple.
You say simple. Do you know how many times I crashed the car?
Really, you crashed the car?
I crashed it on the curb. I couldn't do the side parking thing.
Oh,
Parallel parking.
parallel parking. I went for 6 lesson private. So
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm a terrible driver. Like
what
my
is
car
this?
died on the main road. I don't know how. Oh, those covers. I remember those days, dark days.
Yeah, so those are all generated, but they stopped doing it now. So covers wise, is still a bit like
But you gotta admit, if you see the covers that Ringdom has, it's like, wow, the book covers are so professional. It's like the kinds you find on Amazon. And then when you click in the story, right, it's just like a totally different,
okay.
expectations and reality thing. I'm just like, I'm so
What's the
disappointed.
what's the Ringdom site? Ringdomstory.com.
No, they don't have an actual site, the desktop. They have only the app version that works well.
So their website is practically nothing.
Yeah, it's just empty cover. And they switched it because remember it was Swarty Story.
Yeah.
So
Previously they were Swadi Story.
yeah, and then they sent me an email recently. They were like, "Oh, we're going to put a back-end platform, something like Inkstone, that will publish both to Dreamy and Ringstone, Ringdom." And I was like, "What? What the heck is that?" Not up yet. That's what I
Yeah.
heard.
By the way, fun fact,
Do you
this
want to
one
check
maybe
them
need
out?
to cut. This one maybe need to cut out from the streaming.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm doing
I
live though. How do I cut out? Okay, never mind. I'll find out later.
yeah. So I have a account called Ringdom Official.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I just mute the desktop thingy for now. You can feel free. You're such a troll. Is it verified? No, right? That would be so funny.
What do you mean? November 2019. The one in MBFCC is it? MIFBCC, MIBFCC, MICC. It's 2019. Okay, then maybe it's 2018. Yeah, it's the longest voice chat ever.
Like Chloe says,
And we
standard.
yeah, and we practically have nothing. We practically have nothing to talk about. But
And the most number of people who join, my gosh, yay.
we're just talking about like stuff here.
The chillax session, the kind of session that has no plans because life is stressful enough.
I think Web Novel did whole fan events.
They did.
Yeah, they held one in Singapore. They held one in
Philippines, the
Philippines, I think.
conventions and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think for now it's a bit difficult because of the virus going around. The damn Rona. What's GTD? Oh, GTD. That one is still a bit of a difficulty since the people that will go to India are from China. So is there any editor from Indonesia? There is one content editor that is handling the Indonesian side authors, but he's based in Singapore, so he can speak bahasa.
Who these? Who's the girl?
That's Sunny.
That's Sunny, yeah. Hey, sorry, does Sunny have that photo?
I mean, like you could be like a weird hybrid of everything, but it's like, you know, those are the main four. So I think this is a good time for you guys to just figure out like what works best for you when you're writing. Not necessarily what you're the most comfortable with, but what produces the best results. Okay, that was not as complicated as I thought it would be. Okay, it was very complicated in my head, and I was a bit confused when I watched the video at first. But I hope you guys are not lost. If you all have questions, please ask.
Like, I'm just curious, is there anyone who actually writes without knowing what they are writing and just goes with the flow with no plan, no ending, no head, no nothing?
Mystic Amy says is wait, but do you have like an end goal, or is it just like you have a rough idea like how it will go, right? But does that not count, ICG?
Because, like, I'm very curious. I have this friend who's always like this. She starts something, she has like a whole plot and outline and stuff like that, and ideas in her head of, oh, I know exactly what this best friend's character is gonna be. And then she doesn't complete writing it.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have the plan. It's just that it's very difficult to get out. So, like I said, like it's very easy. Sometimes what's most comfortable for you might not be what is best for your writing.
Like,
Um,
I don't understand how these people can, find a constant motivation to write without knowing exactly what you're going to be writing about. Like, wouldn't the
Yeah.
procrastination problem be like super intense?
There are two actually really famous examples of these writer types, actually. So I have never read Twilight, but I know for a fact that through like lots of interviews and like my friends who really love this series, that actually they had said that the author literally had a dream of the book and knew exactly how the ending was going to be, the middle, and the start point. So she literally plotted things out to meet those points that were reached in her dream. So she was 100% a plotter, and that is how she's approached all her other books, from my knowledge. Whereas through many interviews, J.K. Rowling has flat out said many times that she just sat down on a train, got the idea for this voice, and wrote on the train ride